We were right. We were right. For decades, Black people in America have been shouting from the rooftops about how cancerous white supremacy would be to America.
I'm wondering, when are white people going to start listening to the Black community?
You know, I can honestly say that I truly, truly appreciate the Black community and being in support of understanding what the Asian community is going through.
When we were telling you, raising the alarm, yes, the 92%, but also the 70-some% of Black men too. When Black people were telling you, don't but trust these motherfuckers.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another video by Saleni Reacts. If you're new to this channel, kindly remember to push the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember to share it around. So today we have a very controversial topic, and this is about saying it again. And we repeat once again, folks, the Black folks were right again. Because for many years there have been so many talks about the Black people being so dramatic and all that. Today we are putting that to an end with this video that are coming up. So pay attention as I play these clips for you and as I come back at the end with my commentaries.
There's a group of people out here that can literally change the world, but they have every right to not to want to. And that is the Black community. Because they do have more power than the white people. If they were to find their power and took leadership, they'll make some positive changes. But because our world is so racist and so masculine and there's no femininity in that area as well, that's why we are living the bullshit life we were living. And they have every right to watch the show and not do a thing because they told us, we ignored them, and now the whites are really the ones that are fucking around and finding out because they told us many years about everything that we're living in, and they have every right to watch the show and watch us struggle. They don't need to do anything because they tried. But because people are so ignorant, racist, and think they're better. So here we are.
Child, just for shits and giggles. And if you follow me, you already know my stance on this, but I'm gonna ask anyway. For all those people that are complaining that Black folks are resting, just for shits and giggles, you know? What exactly do you expect us to do? No, seriously, I'm not playing. I really am not. What do you expect Black folks to do? What's the magic potion? What's the secret sauce? Because let's be clear, we've been out there. We've protested. We've organized. We've called senators. We've called state representatives. We've voted over and over and over again. Often, while the rules changed to stop us. And in each one of those scenarios, we were always threatened and enforced with violence. But we still voted. We still protested. We still showed up in record numbers. Where were y'all? But I digress. What do you expect Black folks to do out there? We've done all the things. And guess what? We've been experiencing what's happening now. Notice I said been. We still are. It never stopped. We've been experiencing this since the foundations of this country. It never stopped. So we changed the strategy this time. We trying something new, setting our asses down. It's y'all turn. Yeah, because every time things get bad, everybody turns around and looks for the reinforcement. Where the black folks at? What we gonna do? As if we haven't given generations of our bodies, our voices, our safety. Shit, y'all just downright ungrateful. Yeah, you are. Want us to keep giving. So when you come up with a different strategy, something strategic, something that actually disrupts power, when you actually get angry enough, organize. Because we know you know how. When all of that happens, let us know. Because we still ain't seen it. But until then, I'm going to keep choosing joy as resistance, rest as resistance, and most importantly, I'm going to keep building in my community. That's not quitting, baby. That's choosing life. And baby, y'all just going to have to get used to it. All right, good people. Drink your water. Stay rooted, real, and knowledgeable. And mind your Black business. Happy Black History 365. And I'll see you next time.
I'm wondering, when are white people going to start listening to the Black community? When are we going to admit that they were right about Trump? They were right during the Civil Rights era. They were right about abolition. And now we know, now we can see they've been right about Trump all along. They got our attention during the George Floyd protests, but we didn't listen. We were just like fair weather fans. But if we could ever get behind this community, if we could ever draw from their wisdom and their knowledge of what America really is at the cellular level, because they've seen this all along, and there is so much we could learn if we would just humble ourselves and move out of the spotlight just for a moment and let them speak.
The Black community was right, and they've always been right. And if we could push aside, we, the Latino community, we could push aside our racism, our colorism, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here because they have been warning us about what's going on, and your empathy was not there for the Black community. It wasn't. So now that it's happening to us, now you get it. Now you see where they're coming from. Now you see the similarities. And I really hope that there comes a time where my people truly wake up, because the Black community is fucking strong. They're smart. They have learned their history, and they tried to tell us. They tried to teach us. Black women have tried to tell us. 92%ers tried to fucking tell us. Granted, I listened. My ears were open, but a lot of my Latino community was like, okay. And I truly hope that, yes, it sucks that we are here and that things are so ugly, but I hope that we are learning and we're growing, and it's okay to be wrong and to admit it and to try to do better next time. Next time we vote, next time something happens to somebody who is part of the Black community, because now we know what the fuck it feels like.
We were right. We were right. For decades, Black people in America have been shouting from the rooftops about how cancerous white supremacy would be to America and to the rest of the world. And now that it has infiltrated and is literally sucking the oxygen out of the planet, people are finally starting to wake up to the reality that we've been talking about for decades. But the one thing about it is now since everybody sees it, this is the point in history where it changes.
When we were telling you, raising the alarm, yes, the 92%, but also the 70-some% of Black men too. When Black people were telling you, don't but trust these motherfuckers. And we were telling you, this is what this man is capable of. A lot of these folks out here who voted for him didn't believe it could happen to them. Number one, they didn't believe us when it happened to us. Number two, but even if it was true, they did not believe that it could happen to them. As long as it happened to us, it was okay. Because as long as it was happening to us, there was always some way in which they could finagle some sort of ridiculous racist logic to make it sound like it's our fault. And now we're seeing that it's no longer us. In fact, because so many of us are at home minding their own Black business, it's disproportionately not us, because we know what happens in these situations, and therefore we're not putting ourselves in the center of it. We're not putting our bodies on the line for the destruction that you have voted for.
It wouldn't matter. Listen, it wouldn't change anything. It won't make it won't make us feel any better, but it would just be, I don't even know the word. I'm a writer. I can't find the word right now, but it would be something to just have an acknowledgement that Black people were right. We were right. Like we have sat in judgment of this nation and what it is, and all the worst attributes of this nation that we've always said were always there, and we were always gaslit that it wasn't there. You see it all being actualized under the Trump administration. The military weaponized against us, a whole new military created to get us, right? And not that they're not getting other citizens, particularly Latino, Hispanic citizens, immigrants and citizens. But where you find Black people, you find his personal military. Corporate America turned their backs on us like they were so relieved and happy to do it. So relieved and happy to do it. Even sports, they got rid of all that Black Lives Matter stuff. Got rid of it all. Didn't care at all. Colleges, universities, they couldn't wait to end all their affirmative action, diversity, equity, inclusion, and whatever they called it. Anything that gave any focus to us, right? They didn't get rid of any of that legacy stuff, any of that stuff that gets wealthy white people into colleges and into those professor jobs and tenure track and all that stuff. They didn't get rid of any of that stuff. They got rid of everything having to do with Black people. Corporate America, colleges, universities, and the U.S. government under Donald Trump and the military purged us out of everything. We've been right all along. And again, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to make us feel better to hear an acknowledgement. And I don't even know if I want to hear it, but I think I would like to say that every other minority in this country, every other one, every other non-Black minority in this country, wherever you hail from, wherever your people from, it doesn't matter. Whatever mixture you have, everything that you have in this country is because of us. It's not because of white people, it's because of us. Every single thing. And everything that you are now afraid of that is being taken away, or you have existential fear about what's happening, is because nobody listened to us. Everybody gaslit us. Every demographic gaslit us. Everybody. And so again, it's not going to make anybody feel better. It's not going to make us feel better to hear it. And maybe we just tell it to ourselves. We were right.
I don't mean to say this like to be disrespectful, and maybe some people are going to think this sounds dumb, but I feel like there's a deeper reason why, people of color and specifically the Black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Just the things that happened during slavery alone, were insane. But I don't know, the more I learn about Black history and the ways that, people who literally worked in the government, like the CIA, all these different people in power were trying to ruin the Black community. And it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more going on here than just racism? Because it's like, come on, you're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color? I feel like, I have this theory that, what if Black people have some type of superpower? What if they have, I don't know, if they're just born with something very valuable that we don't really know about, but maybe, like I said, these rich people and these people in power, maybe they figured it out a long time ago, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, we have to get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about that is linked to them being people of color, And I've seen some Black creators come on here and try to explain how special it is to have melanin in your skin and how it has all these different properties. But I don't know. I just feel like I have this theory that this goes so much deeper than maybe a lot of us realize, because I'm sorry, but I don't think you're going to go out of your way for all these hundreds and hundreds of years to try to ruin one group of people over something as silly as, oh, their skin is a different color. Like, I feel like there's something that we don't know. I'm telling you, there's something special about them that they don't want us to know. Okay, this is just something that I've been thinking about recently, and I'm like, maybe if there are some Black creators that maybe they already made a video and I just didn't see it, I don't know, but like, I don't know, maybe this sounds dumb, like, or maybe this is like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but, you know, it's just something I was thinking about.
Latinos in the United States have not earned the support of Black people for us to be demanding, oh yeah, why aren't they coming out to protest with us? Why aren't they engaging in activism with us? Because we haven't earned it at all, in the slightest. Or did you guys forget that 46% of all eligible Latino voters voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election? Or how about the fact that racism, anti-Blackness, colorism, all of these things are still very much pervasive in our communities? Bro, Latinos haven't even reconciled with the fact that they can't use the N-word unless they're also Black themselves, because Afro-Latinos exist. Oh, and if we're talking about Miami, oof, you'll see the whitest MAGA Latinos be like, bro, but I grew up in the hood. I grew up around Black people. In Overtown or in Liberty City, I could say it, bro. No one's going to stop me from saying it. It's my right. I'm not racist. I have a Black friend. We haven't even gotten over that. And we want Black people to go to protest with us, to engage in activism with us, putting their lives, their freedom, their bodies on the line? No. I completely understand any Black person that wants to just disengage, disregard us. I get it, guys. I really, really do. And we, as Latinos, as a collective, should not be harboring resentment against Black people, criticizing them, getting angry at them, questioning them. No. No. Because we've earned this. They are completely justified in feeling the way they feel and doing what they're doing. Now, I would like to give a message to the Black folks watching this video. You are completely justified in your feelings and in doing what you're doing, and I respect it. But please remember that Black folks are also being affected by this persecution of undocumented migrants. And I feel like that's not talked about enough either. Here, Miami, Florida is the best example. Haitians, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Hondurans, Garifunas, Black people from all over Latin America and all over the world, Africans, just so many Black people that are also undocumented that are really being affected by the persecution of this administration. And of course, much like any other entity in space, Black folks in immigration detention centers, in the immigration system, are treated worse than their white, Latino, Asian counterparts. So it's really important to acknowledge that and just let you guys know. But yeah, Latinos, we need to tighten up. If you guys want the support of the Black community, then earn it. Demonstrate that we can solve these issues of racism in our own communities, and please stop saying the N-word. If you're not Black, don't say the N-word. It's really simple, actually.
You know, I can honestly say that I truly, truly appreciate the Black community and being in support of understanding what the Asian community is going through. Mainly because we don't deserve your kindness. Like, we don't deserve the amount of gratitude, the moral support, the kindness that you have provided us on all levels of platform when it comes to being so relatable. Simply because of all of the racist shit that you guys have endured from our community in its own. Don't deserve it, you know, because even coming from a family of immigrants, like, for our family to come here to the States and to either piggyback, hop on, ignoring all of those things and not acknowledging a problem of us being racist to Black Americans, but immigrating from a whole nother country and then just developing a whole racist mindset because of what white Americans have planted is freaking insane. So we don't deserve your guys' kindness. We don't deserve this. So when I say that I'm truly, truly appreciative and I really, really do admire the amount of support that we have been getting, I truly mean it. For a while now, I understood that even for myself, that I have appropriated Black culture, and however that may look, right? As simply as being given permission from some of my Black friends to use the N-word, to talking, dressing, and just really trying to find a way to be actually accepted by the Black community because my own community wouldn't accept me, you know? So when I found a group of people that's willing to accept me for who I am, I wanted to be so relatable that, like, I pretty much just like pushed myself into appropriating some of the things of your own culture, when in reality, the black community honestly just accepted me for who I was, regardless of whatever it may be. And now that I've been healing from the type of environment that I've grown from, I apologize for ever overstepping any type of boundaries, to ever make it seem like it was ever okay to appropriate anything of the black community. And that's why I feel like it's so important that we really need to acknowledge that we do not deserve this amount of kindness that the black community has given us, to support that, like, hey, you know what, we know what you're going through, we are here for you, we understand, because we have done some fucked up shit. And at this point, it doesn't even matter if it's the East Asians, the Southeast Asians. We all took a part of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Even with the divide between East Asians and Southeast Asians, and how Southeast Asians are actually looked upon the East Asians, it doesn't matter at that point, because overall, we are all one community here in America. You know, in the States, we're one community. Which is why it's important that we have to honestly talk about all these things. We have to talk about things that our people have done and hold ourselves accountable, so that way we can actually move forward into creating a more unified society. In America, we need to do that. And I'm not also just talking about the Asian community. I'm also noting any other families of immigrants that come here. You guys all understand and know that your families also came here and went along with all of the racism that exists in America, and they went along with it for whatever reason why they did, right? Because we all have our own traumas and we all have a different ways of survival. We all did it. But now in this new society, it is our job to make sure it doesn't get any further than what it has been. This is all of the immigrants. This is the Hispanics. This is the Muslims, Arabs, Jewish, Asians. All of us need to come together and really acknowledge that. For the sake of the future, we have to do that. So for the white people who don't understand, like, you guys need to all inclusively accept accountability for it, because your people were the ones that for generations, hundreds of years, starting from slavery up until now, your families have been teaching generations of racist shit, to the point where immigrants come over and they adapt that type of mentality. You have to hold yourself accountable. And unfortunately, yes, you do have to pay for it. You have to hold yourself accountable the same way how the Asian community existing right now needs to be accountable of all the racist shit that we have done too. Because that's the only way to fix that. You need to acknowledge it, and you have to put in the work. So as much as you're trying to prove to us that you're not one of those people, you need to prove it to your people why they shouldn't be like that. You don't need to be advocating to us. You don't need to be advocating to any other person of color. You need to advocate it to your own people, because the person who told me if it wasn't for you effing Chinese people because of COVID shutdown, that was 5 years ago. He still exists in this world. He's still planting those little seeds with those little remarks out here in this world from 5 years ago. He didn't go anywhere. He's not like he died. So yes, this conversation has truly evolved into something for me. And I just feel like it would be doing a disservice for someone who's just talking about like the whole Asian market and stuff, and not really acknowledging that elephant in the room.
As a white person, as a black person, as anyone, how?
So I was going to put this as a comment, but you already have thousands of comments on there, and I didn't think you would probably see it. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and stitch this for other people who have the same thought process as you. It's not that black people don't see this as a problem. We know it's a problem. We know it's an issue. We're just tired. We told you, and not you as specifically you. We told you as the country what is going to happen. We knew this was going to happen, and people still voted him into office. You don't need to talk to black people and ask black people where we are and why we aren't doing anything and why we aren't standing up, because black people have always been standing up. Black women have always been standing up. We're the ones that show up and show out every single time.
Y'all want to know one thing that I really, really love about this election? This election, Donald Trump being projected to be our next president, Donald Trump winning the elections, this shit really, Like, this shit really proved that black Americans was right this whole time. Like, I really hope y'all immigrants are seeing that us black Americans was right this whole time. Let me tell y'all, so y'all know how, like, all these Hispanics, all these black people from other countries, all these different groups of people come to the United States and they laugh and point fingers at the black Americans. Black Americans this, black Americans that. You know, they always keep saying, y'all been in this country for 400 years. You know, black American community, my grandparents came here with nothing. And now our community is surging ahead of the black Americans. And black people in America, we keep trying to tell y'all, other groups of people get funding, get loans, get grants, get opportunities because America was looking out for y'all to smite black Americans because they were angry at our grandparents for changing the country so that y'all other groups of people could come here. Now walk with me on this. I feel like, because y'all know how everybody's confused right now. Everybody's like, well, why did all of these Hispanics vote for Donald Trump? If Donald Trump don't like Hispanics and he's trying to deport people. Well, everybody knew that Donald Trump is a racist, right? I think that a lot of other people of color who voted for Donald Trump, they expected him to immediately put black people on the bottom. Because black Americans, we have always been America's scapegoat. And I think that these Hispanics and Latinos who voted for Donald Trump and these other immigrants who voted for Donald Trump, I think that they thought that he was going to look out for them and put black Americans on beneath America's feet. Like they always do, because it has always been, when you come to this country, as long as you stay away from the black Americans and you are willing to stand on black Americans, you can make it. As long as you are willing to come here and shit on black Americans the way white people do, you can make it. And so when they voted for Donald Trump, it's almost like they thought that him being racist only applied to black people for whatever reason. And now that this man done so-called won the elections and they are already starting to propose laws, they're starting to denaturalize citizens. They're trying to send people back to the countries that they came from, and they are trying to come up with laws to denaturalize people who are the children and grandchildren of immigrants. Now these immigrants are like panicking. But look at the black Americans, because you know why? We from here. We was not immigrants. We from here. And we've been trying to tell y'all this whole time. This country don't give a fuck about y'all. This country don't like y'all. This country don't give a damn about y'all. They only looked out for y'all so that they could keep us divided. A lot of people don't know that when other groups of people first immigrated to the United States, when the black nationalist movement was going on, a lot of immigrants were a part of the black nationalist movement, non-black immigrants. And like now, it's like all this division going on where other groups of people don't want to be associated with African Americans. And so now that Donald Trump is getting ready to take office, or that's what it's looking like right now, right? That's what it's looking like. He's trying to get ready to take office because he's proposed to be the next president. Now they're coming up with these laws to denaturalize people. And now these same immigrants who thought that they could spend the rest of their time in this country standing on black people's backs, they're at threat of being sent back to the countries that they came from, or being sent back to countries that they never been to because they were born here. And look at us African Americans. We sitting here watching y'all look stupid. Once again, black Americans, black people, we almost saved y'all asses, just like our grandparents did. And y'all put y'all foot in y'all own mouth, and now y'all panicking because the president that y'all voted for don't fucking want y'all ass here.
So guys, let's be real for a second, yeah? For many years, the black community has been right, yeah? And for years, we warned about how the system works, policing, money, media, power, all these. We've been warning people about them. But what have we been getting as the black community? Ignorance, yeah? And every time we were told that we were exaggerating, we were just saying things out of the zone, yeah? Or playing victim. That's what they've been telling us for years. Now, those same problems that has been hitting the black community, or rather the same problems that has been hitting and has been reported by the black community, is the same problems that are facing these people everywhere, and everyone is complaining. Yeah, and suddenly it's a crisis. Suddenly it's a crisis. And when the black people were reporting about this, it was exaggeration. So we wonder, is it that the black community didn't matter? And right now, we do matter. And what we said was true, apparently. We weren't being negative at all. We were never being negative at any instance. We were recognizing patterns, things that have been happening for years, happening for a while. Yeah, when something hits the black community, it never stops immediately. It doesn't stop there. Yeah? It always spreads, and it spreads so quick. Trust me, it does spread. So no, this isn't about saying that I told you so. No. It's about realizing that people are finally listening. Yeah, people are finally realizing that the black people were right